Seeing as it's the season of spending, for those of us watching in the future, I'm talking about Christmas, I wanted to talk about the 5 things that I've invested in that's made the biggest impact in my life, both in my fitness, my business, and just personal life. Let's move right into number 1. Okay, first and foremost, let's start with coaching. So there is never going to be a faster way to get from where you are to where you want to be than finding someone who's already done it. Coaching is amazing. If you haven't had a coach before, then you probably just don't know what it's like because it's just a life-changing experience. It's like a cheat code to life. You literally enter in this cheat code and then you get to skip years of mistakes. It is life-changing. It's something that I wish I would have done sooner because it would have saved me so much more time and I would have gone so much farther than I am now in half the time. Because you literally go to someone and say, this is my dream, and they go, I've done that, and sell you how to do it because they're already there. You can learn from their mistakes. Coaching is expensive. Not gonna lie to you. It's the way it works, but that's a two-way investment. You pay more money, you're more involved and more apt to actually do whatever it is your coach is telling you to do. So it's got to be expensive because that's how it works. If you're not financially invested, then you're probably not gonna listen to them because that's how people work. Now, I will say that you have to go out and do some research and find the right coach for you and for what you're trying to do. I stalked my coach for a very long time before I hired him, but I would not be where I am now without hiring him. Now, there is one thing though that I have a huge pet peeve with, and I understand it because I was there too, the mindset of I want to make more money before I hire the coach that helps me make more money, or I want to lose weight before I hire the coach that helps me lose weight. That has never made sense to me. It's basically saying I want to learn all the wrong ways and then go learn the right ways. Why? Skip that. Go straight into the right ways. That's the way to do it. Trust me, you'll love your life so much more if you do this. However, I understand coaching can be kind of expensive, but there's other ways to do it. For example, step number 2. So this is something I did before I got a coach. Kind of wish I did it in the other way, but still did this way and it worked phenomenal for me. And this is Masterminds. Now there are masterminds for everything. There's masterminds for fitness. There's masterminds for business growth. There's masterminds for just self-improvement. They're typically a lower barrier of entry, but they'll still give you a lot of similarities that you get from personal coaching. And a lot of them actually come with some form of personal coaching too. And just like Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Spending more time with people who have the same values as you, general purpose and goal as you will grow because it changes your mindset, changes the way you view things, and everyone's going to go out there and make their own mistakes so that they can bring back to the mastermind, tell you, hey, look out for that little hurdle right there, and you can move past it and go faster. Having a bunch of people working on a problem versus just you completely changes the game. And the best part about masterminds is they can be free. Go on Facebook, find some groups, find any kind of community that fits the values that you're looking for, and just dive into it. Spend all your time trying to give to that community, and before you know it, you're going to have a mastermind of people that is going to be a give and take relationship where you can provide them with value and they're going to provide value back to you. It's amazing and it's free. There's no reason to not do it. On the topic of free or less expensive, I'm going to move into my third investment, which would be I'm not someone who reads for fun necessarily. And if you are, that's fine. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm referring to is buying books to solve problems or using Google to solve problems, or putting in another term, using it to fix a butt. If you want to know what I mean by that, click right there or click the link in the description to find out how to fix butts and build self-discipline. However, if you just read books all the time but don't change your actions based on what you're reading, then you're honestly wasting your time. That's why I go into books with a problem. I've already figured out what it is that I want to fix, and I'm using that book or that Google search to fix that particular problem. You will grow so much faster that way and actually take more action off of what you're reading if you do that. So if the same situation occurs and you read a book based on that situation and your actions change, that means that book is valuable. Now, time to move on to investment number 4. Number 4, honestly, has made the biggest impact in my life out of anything I've ever invested in, and that is people. I know that sounds kind of weird, but actually having a team, having staff, having other trainers, having partners, it has changed the whole game for me. No matter how hard of a worker you are, you will never have the same kind of leverage as having a whole team of people. And on top of that, it's given me a whole new purpose. Not only do I want to help others, I am so driven by trying to provide an excellent work experience and an excellent purpose and provide my staff with everything they need. That fuels me to keep pushing more than anything ever have. It changed my perspective to I want to go and give everyone everything I can give to I want to give these people everything I can give so they can go out and multiply that. It's an amazing experience. So If you don't have a team, definitely recommend it. Get the skills in place, learn how to do it, and go out there and get yourself a team. Okay, let's move on to number 5. And I'm kind of lumping two things together here. So gear and software. Both of them are very important, but they serve the same purpose, so I'm just counting them as one thing. Gear and software, as in the tools I use or the software I use, they make things faster. And anytime you can work faster and more efficiently, it is worth it. I've paid a lot of money for a lot of weird things that several people probably wouldn't agree on. Like, for example, this gaming mouse. I don't even use this for gaming. I don't even play video games that much anymore. But I use all these different buttons for video editing, opening other tabs, all kinds of different things like that. Like, I utilize this in a way that makes me work more efficiently. And yes, it was a $60 mouse, but it was able to speed up my workflow dramatically. So if something can increase the amount of output I can do in less amount of time, it is worth its weight in gold. And software works in a very similar way. It makes things faster and more efficient. I could not be where I am right now without the softwares that we use. I absolutely love researching and finding more efficient ways to do things. And normally that means finding a better software to do whatever it is I'm trying to achieve. It basically just takes a lot of those repetitive, mundane tasks that aren't hard, but take a lot of time and automates them so they do them automatically. For example, I have an entire video, which you can click here or here, that will walk you through how I use software to manage my day and make sure I get everything done. Definitely recommend gear and software. If you feel like it's going to make a change in your life in a positive way and make you get done with work faster, then do it. It's worth the investment. I promise you will never regret it. I've never bought anything with the intention of working faster and regretted it, ever. Okay, time for a bonus one. Number 6 is kind of an opinionated one, but it's made a huge change in my life, and that is travel. There was a point in my life whenever I was completely burned out. I didn't know what to do. I just felt like I was constantly beating my head against the wall, and I wasn't moving forward in any way, and I absolutely hated it. And my coach at the time, Mark Sobolnoff, which you'll meet in a future episode, gave me the best advice I ever had. Go take a vacation. I went to the mountains, which I'm a huge hiking and camping fanatic. I absolutely love it. I went to the mountains and went camping for about a week and a half, and I came back a whole new person. In fact, whenever I took that trip, that time away, and I got a chance to step back and look at the world in a bigger picture, both literally and figuratively, I was able to come back with a more clear mind, and I came up with some of the most monumental ideas that changed my business for the better. Literally after that trip, I came back and tripled my productivity and made some slight changes to how we do things that drastically changed the entire business. And it was all because I took a step back and was able to look at things from a 30,000 foot view and take a deep dive into the little things that was holding us back that I couldn't see because I was too close to it. However, I will say I had a positive experience with it. So I thought if I did more of it, I would get more out of it. Now I'm at a point where I need to cut back and, travel less. So I can say it's a double-edged sword. Do it every now and then. It makes a huge difference. Just don't do it all the time, because then you just end up trying to cram everything into a condensed schedule, and just don't do that. It's not worth it. So those are the 5 things, well, technically 6 things that I've invested in that's made the biggest impact in my life. If you want to see how my life has progressed and how my business journey has gone, you can check out my origin story by clicking right here or right here, wherever it's at. If you can comment below, what's some things that you've invested in that's made a huge impact in your life? And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.